Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Andrew, and thank you especially Ale for not just being here, but for sharing Dom and his work with us and with the world. I wanted to start by asking you about Dom and the Amazon. It's clear from not just this book, but from his news reporting over the years that he cherished the rainforest. What was it that drew him? What attracted him?
Hello, everybody. First of all, English is not my mother tongue, so excuse some different expressions, but I can be very inventive to create new words. And I have my friend with me, my menopause friend. So sometimes I forgot the words, and I have my friend here that can translate and help me to not be ashamed here. To talk about this project, I really have to talk a little about Don. Don was a guy, amazing, lovely, handsome guy, and he is very connected with nature. And I think this is quite important to say because he saw the nature not something apart him. Nature is part of him, understanding his life and everything. And another thing is when Don joined in the beginning to talk about Amazon, to work writing about Amazon, he was the kind of journalist that care about not just about the information, but about people and about their stories. So he involved himself in the issues and the problems and in the people's life. So I think that naturally Don was creating this network in Amazon, and he has this presence to hear people without judgment. So he could talk to indigenous people and activists and scientists, but also with farmers, with gold miners, because he has this attitude to listen everyone. And for this reason, I think that he felt responsible to share with everyone his experience in Amazon, very rich experience. And Amazon actually became a huge responsibility for him. And every time he came back, returned from his trips to Amazon, he said to me, Ale, I really believe that if people know better, more about Amazon, all the beauties and all the potential of the rainforest and its people normally would commit it to protect it. So I have to share my experience with people.
So it sounds as if when he was thinking of it, he was not simply thinking of the vegetation or the animal life, but the communities that were there.
Absolutely.
Great.
Very attached with people.
Great. There has been, over the years, a great deal of concern, a great deal of discussion, a fair amount of ink spilled about what the Amazon needs, how to save the Amazon. What was Dom's idea? How was this book going to be different from what already had been written?
Well, for me, and you can talk again. For me, this discussion is not just outside of Amazon. We have to listen people from Amazon. We have to listen people that work to protect the Amazon, and they are in the center of the discussion. That's the point. I think this is different because we have solutions created out of Amazon by governments, by I don't know, many discussions, but people, I think that people that take decisions, not listen, not hear people from Amazon. And it's absolutely essential.
The people who have lived there for generations.
For generation,
or for centuries.
in harmony with rainforest,
In
you know,
harmony.
protecting the lands, making, how can I say, manejo.
Managing sustainable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you like to add to that? What makes this work different?
So, Dom, you said he was always very connected with nature, even since he was a kid, going camping out with his family. But he came to the Amazon and just had this intense emotional connection to it. I mean, he just went there and it's like, wow, this place is like nothing I've ever seen before. And I think so much of the reason why he decided to dedicate his career to this, make this pivot, I mean, he was working for an oil magazine as a freelancer, and he went from that to becoming an environmental journalist because it was so powerful, and he decided to, you know, stop his main job as a freelance reporter, do this book project. Was not making a lot of money to do this. It's because he really cared, and was investing his own money to do these trips, to go, to make it so that he could show the thing that made him have this emotional connection, that he make him care so much, right? Because people only protect the things that they care about. And so if he could get the rest of the world, because it's not just the people that are in the Amazon that have the power to decide what its future is going to be, very much the opposite, in fact. I mean, the people who are outside, our 401ks and pensions and these massive banks that are making a fraction of a percent of their profits coming from devastation of communities and ecosystems. If you could get them, you all, thank you for coming, by the way, to care just a little bit as much as he did, then hopefully this could be the beginning of, or not the beginning, I mean, this has already been ongoing, but he could contribute to the growth of this increasing movement and pressure, because we know that these major organizations, these politicians, they are not doing what they are supposed to do. They're living in a parallel reality and pretending like the things that are happening aren't actually happening. And so that's only going to change when there's enough of us out here that are making that impossible for them, that are changing the bottom line economics of these decisions so that it's no longer profitable for JBS, the biggest meat company in the world and also the biggest in the United States right now, to just break every environmental commitment they've ever had, or for major investment banks to say, like, yeah, we're going to increase our bottom line by 0.01%, without any regard for the people there, the ecosystem, our global climate implications, our reputations, and just our baseline humanity. So I mean, the title is incredibly bold and intimidating. It was intimidating for him, I know, but the point was not to sit down and answer all the questions, but to invite as many people as possible to ask this question with him and to care about what the answers are so that we could all start taking at least another step forward.